Hi everyone, welcome back. So it's Thursday night and I decided to come out here in my workshop again to enjoy a pipe and take you guys with me. So tonight I'll be smoking my beautiful Børge Mortensen handmade, a Danish not so known pipe maker that I started collecting a few years ago because he was a Danish pipe maker from back in the 70s that was located here in my local town. So he had a workshop and he had a pipe shop from the 80s up until the early 2000s, where he was making and selling a lot of pipes. And they are available on the estate market also outside of Denmark. I've seen a few on German eBay and even in the States. You can look him up on Pipedia. So he is a well-known Danish pipe maker, but he was also known for very affordable handmade pipes. So he sold a lot of his pipes to the German market, since he was located in the southern part of Denmark, where a lot of German tourists was visiting his shop when they spent time in Denmark. So let's fire it up. So my fascination for his pipe work started because he had a history in my own hometown, and therefore I got into his pipes and I started collecting them. And I have a decent collection by now. God, how many do I have? I only have let's say 10 that I got around to restoring. This is the only one that I'm smoking of. The rest is just my collection. I think I have close to 100 of his pipes by now. It's the first time that I mention him on my channel. This is a straight billiard with a beautiful straight grain. Fairly large. I really enjoy it. Quite heavy though. In the pipe I have some double sweet Dublin. It's a tobacco that is mainly available through the Danish market. It has a long history in Denmark. STG took it over years ago, but I don't think it's even available in Germany. I think actually only it's available in Denmark. The name Bo Mortensen, the pipe maker, is a very Danish name, so it's also difficult to spell in the outside of Denmark, because it's spelled with this, we call it Ø, the O with a line through it. So outside of Denmark he's often known just as Mortensen. That was his last name, Mortansen. No, Mortensen. He made a pipe of the year every year around Christmas time. And I've been lucky enough to collect most of his pipe of the year. He started late 80s, I think. And the last pipe of the year I have from him is from 2001. Eventually he closed his workshop and his pipe shop, and the last pipes he did, he made from home in his private workshop before he passed. So I find it interesting to collect the pipes, and I've had great luck in finding people around here that knew him. I've spoken to a lot of older women that had pipes laying around from their loved ones that passed, and then they can tell stories that they each year or something went to Bo Mortensen's pipe shop and bought the pipe of the year for their husband for a nice Christmas gift. And it's really nice to take over a very lovely pipe collection from a guy that used to, or a man that used to enjoy them. And I kind of have great respect for when I start refurbishing these pipes that have a great history. And I kind of send a little message to the guy when I'm refurbishing his old pipes, and I hope that he's looking down and seeing that I'm giving his old pipes some new life. So anyways, I brought a small box out here with some of the latest pipes, the latest Stanwells that I got this week. Some of them are already refurbished, and they will still, before I kind of accept them in my collection, I think they need a little touch up, even though another guy has been refurbishing them. I think I can still make them just a little touch nicer. I can at least do the polish work better and add a few layers of wax on them so they are shiny, and just check how they were cleaned and such. So let's check them out. The first one is a lovely addition to my Stanwell H. Christian Andersen collection. When I think we are now at the 7th edition of Hans Christian Andersen pipes. Obviously the latest ones are from the Italian production, which don't really interest me. I'm collecting the Danish produced ones. And what we have here is the very first edition, when they first came out with the Hans Christian Andersen church warden pipes. And it looks like this. Very beautiful, smooth, light brown, slightly bent, billiard kind of shape, in a beautiful condition, with a brass fitting on the shank. And back then they have the sterling silver inlay in the stem, and the stem is made of ebonite and is stamped Stanwell, made in Denmark, Hans Christian Andersen. So this is probably from the early 90s. So this is the first edition of the very well-known Stanwell H.C. Andersen church warden pipes. And Back then, they came with a long sock. It's the first that I have been able to acquire of these. The newer editions came in a cylinder of some kind of cardboard, like a tube, and the ones they sell today also comes in a tube, but back then they came in a sock. And as you probably know, if you're familiar with the Hans Christian Andersen pipes, they come with two stems, so you have the option of smoking it as a church warden or with a regular stem. So you kind of get two pipes in one, even though it's only the stems that you can pick and choose. I have a decent amount of these, but actually I'm pretty sure that this is my first one. That is from the first edition. I have a few from the second. And yeah, as I said, the latest ones from the Danish design ones from Italy, they're beautiful pipes, and I can only recommend them, but for collecting purposes, I think the Danish ones are extra special, since they are no more of these will be produced. And talking about Stanwell, I've heard so many rumors that Stanwell was finally going out of production, like totally, from Italy, that they stopped producing the Stanwell brand in Italy. And I couldn't really figure out where the rumors came from, because all pipe shops in Denmark, they have a large variety of Stanwell pipes available, and it seems like new pipes are added to the stock, so I couldn't really figure that out. Plus, this year around Christmas time, we got the latest 2024 Pipe of the Year from Stanwell in various varieties, sandblasted and everything. So it kind of was weird to me that people were talking about that the Stanwell was going out of production from Italy. But Stanwell was everywhere available in Denmark, and we even got a new Pipe of the Year. So I was trying to get in contact with whatever connections I had in Germany and Denmark with distributors, and finally I got a hold of some people that have been working with distribution with Stanwell from years, and I even got to talk to a guy that worked as a distributor for 10 years with Stanwell, and he confirmed that weird things are happening. So there's at least something going on. No one is getting new Stanwell pipes in Europe right now, and something went wrong even with the there's a plan for a Stanwell Pipe of the Year 2025, but it will not be available in Denmark, which will be the first time since they started in '79 that there will not be a Pipe of the Year available in Denmark, which kind of is shocking that it should at least be available here, since here in Denmark it's where it all started. So something is going on with distribution, and I also heard that from these inside people, they think that they cannot confirm it, but they think that Stanwell pipes are not produced right now, and they don't have any knowledge about pipes being available through export. They cannot get their hands on any more orders, so whatever they have in stock is what they have. So it looks like whoever is in charge of the Stanwell brand through STG, who owns the rights to the brand, that they are it doesn't really, it's kind of forgotten, and there's no one in any spot taking care of the Stanwell brand that really has interest in continuing it. I guess it's only trouble for STG to keep this alive. And I know that the factory pipe industry is probably decreasing year after year, and it's a business that is difficult to keep going. But it's hard for me to understand that there's not anyone that really cares for the history of the Stanwell brand and the big place that it has in pipe history in Denmark, that there's not someone that is feeling like if it were to go out of production, it will be a huge blow, and it will be a part of history that will forever be forgotten. Why there isn't someone fighting for that Stanwell will be kept in production. So it looks kind of grim. And as a Stanwell enthusiast and collector, even though I don't really care for the Italian production, and the Danish production is already 16 years behind us, it's kind of sad to see that the brand of Stanwell stamped pipes is finally maybe coming to be non-existent. That is kind of difficult to grasp. But then again, am I buying Danish designs from Italy? No, I'm not. So but the Danish designs ones that I have, I enjoy them and I smoke them, and they are perfect. I don't see any collection value in them. But then again, if they will go completely out of production even this or next year, maybe the Danish design ones will also have some collectible value. It's probably not something that I will invest in. Anyways, before we continue that ramble, let's see some more pipes. Here we have a pipe that I already touched up and repolished and waxed. It is beautiful. A original Stanwell sterling silver. Off the top of my head, I don't remember when they first introduced the sterling silver line, but it's way back, and I would say all the way back to the 70s. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that was kind of a top of the line variation of the Stanwell that they released. In most of them are in classical shapes. So this is a typical Stanwell shape, number 12. That is a quite large straight billiard with a pretty large bowl. The Mortensen that I'm smoking right now is already kind of large, but you can see it's even bigger than that one. So it's kind of a bulky straight billiard. Beautiful condition. It has a little bit of an unevenness on the rim, but not bad. And it has the original Stanwell logo that they changed over time, where the font is kind of narrow in the middle. Will it focus? It's not focusing. Yeah, the font is kind of narrow in the middle and it gets to be wider on each side. It says only Stanwell on this side, and then the shape number on the other side, and then on the bottom we have the Made in Denmark stamp. That is very crisp. The briar block here is beautiful. Straight grain on one side. The grain ends down here, not completely center of the ball. And then you have some bird's eye on this side. And then obviously you have the the big sterling silver shank and the true sterling silver inlay in the mouthpiece. And it's a classic non-filtered Danish pipe. This is just a beauty. And the briar block has a little bit of some dark spots down here, but this is a pipe that I'm really drawn to, and I would really like to maybe fire up someday. I polished it and put a few layers of wax on it, so now it really stands out. And these pipes were quite expensive when they were released. The sterling silver was top of the line back then. On the estate market, these are fetching a quite high price. They are quite sought after, the sterling silver ones. Well, 21 minutes, but let's keep going because I have 3 more pipes that I want to show you. And let's see. Let's take this one. Beautiful, beautiful, slightly bent Dublin in a kind of orange, yellow, brown with some beautiful cross grain. Stamp Stanwell, Royal Prince, made in Denmark. Shape number 140. The rim is perfect condition, a little bit of top darkening, and this is with an acrylic stem, so probably from the early 90s, early 2000s. Beautiful pipe. Stanwell phased away from the ebonite in the early 90s, so the stem is all the time, and the stem logo is sometimes helping in dating the pipe. Two more to go. Here we have a finish that I don't have many of. Straight brandy shape. Shape number 141 with a different wooden material going from the shank to the stem. It's actually only the stain. So they have done like a stain difference on the shank, and that fits the name of the finish, because this is night and day. So it has a very dark black contrast that is stained into the grain of the briar, and then a top layer of a lighter brown, and then this contrast where they stained. What they probably did is that they stained the whole pipe, and then they taped this piece, and then they sanded. No, they couldn't have done that, because then you have seen the difference. What have they done? Maybe they just taped and stained here, but I would have thought that the stain would bleed over. I wonder how they got that crisp line from one stain to another. if they did dark first, sand it off, and then stained it lighter, or the other way around. Anyways, it's also with an acrylic stem. And the issue with the new stem logos is that you can see this S stamp is starting to fade. It's really not possible to heavy polish these stems without removing the logo. You can give it a light polish with no issue, but if the stem really needs a deeper polish, or the logos were not made to live as long as the pipe can be sustained. So that's the nice thing about the old sterling silver inlays on the logo from the very old top of the line Stanwells, because these stem logos is still crisp to this day. The last one I want to show you today is another Stanwell straight billiard. Stamped diamond, made in Denmark. The classic shape 29 straight billiard. Stanwell has two straight billiards. I don't know how many they sold, but it's one of the classical shapes that they just sold in a crazy amount, because it's just the perfect smoker. If you bought a Stanwell pipe and you ask your pipe retailer whatever pipe he would be recommending in terms of how it smoked, oftentimes you would get the recommendation of a 29. That would be this one, a very standard straight billiard with the perfect size, or the quite small straight billiard 07, which just are classics. This one has some straight grain on the one side and perfect condition. So anyways, guys, we will see what happens with the Stanwell brand, but the big step was in 2009 when the factory in Denmark closed forever. The pipes are still living on, but as time goes on, there will be fewer and fewer. And I'm trying to get my hands on as many unsmoked Danish Stanwell pipes as I can, because they will only get fewer. But as you probably know, Stanwell pipes, even the Danish one on the estate market, you can get them everywhere at a decent price, but they are not for free anymore. 20 years ago you could find them anywhere in Denmark and pay nothing for them. It's not like this today. Even the people that are trading estate furnitures and whatnot, they kind of know that if they come across some old pipes, that if they are stamped Stanwell, you can go online and get a decent buck for them. So it's getting rare and rare that you can come across estate and smoked Stanwell pipes just laying around that you can pick up more or less for free, because otherwise they would have been thrown away. I had my fair share of those trades, but it's been a while since I got lucky in that way. And yeah. I got a little rare gurgle. Anyways, 30 minutes, guys. I reached my limit. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and be looking out for more videos. Until next time, see ya.